My name is Emily.
I'm 29, the oldest kid, the responsible one. I work in IT support at a hospital. I do night shifts sometimes, and I'm the person everyone calls when their phones don't charge or their Wi Fi blinks. In my family, I'm also the quiet mule. I lift the boxes, I drive people to appointments, I pay just this one bill because you know how late fees snowball, honey. I'm not flashy. I rent a small one-bedroom above a nail salon. My car is 10 years old and smells like old coffee. I buy the generic paper towels. I meal prep. No tattoos, no earrings. The most fun thing I own is a cast iron pan I season myself. My little sister Ava is the golden one. She's 24. She does lashes on Instagram and somehow always looks like she stepped out of a music video. White sneakers never scuffed, hair perfect, nails like candy. When she laughs in a room, people turn. When I laugh, people say, "Oh, Emily, I didn't see you there." Mom is the ringmaster. She raised us mostly alone, and people call her strong. She is strong, and she's also sharp in ways that cut you before you notice you're bleeding. She can make a compliment land like a chore. "You're so dependable," she tells me, which is code for "you'll handle it." To Ava, she says, "You deserve the world," which is code for "Emily will find a way." This story starts with silence. Not a dramatic slam the door silence, just a slow, careful ignoring. 28 days, where Mom spoke to Ava, to the dog, to her plants, to the neighbor, but not to me. We live 5 blocks apart. We usually talk daily, but I said no. One time, small and simple, and she decided to pretend I didn't exist. The weird part, I slept better. I drank water. I walked to work. I noticed how quiet the city can be at 6 a.m. I did my laundry on time. I didn't get the "hey, can you" texts. My phone battery lasted 2 days. The first day, it felt like a punishment. The second day felt like a vacation I didn't book. By week 2, I realized how light my head felt when I wasn't bracing for one more favor. I made eggs and ate them while they were still hot. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The trigger came before the silence. Right in the kitchen, sunlight hitting a pile of unopened mail. Ava was practicing a TikTok dance by the fridge. Mom had a legal pad. She loves lists. "Okay," Mom said, not looking at me. "Rinse up. Light bill's late, and Ava's car needs new tires." I said, "My name isn't okay. It's Emily." Ava snorted. "Don't be sensitive, dude. Sensitive, dude." Mom kept writing. "We'll sort it. You always do." She tapped the pen, then finally looked up. "You've got that bonus coming." "I don't get a bonus," I said. She blinked like I told a joke wrong. "You're being difficult." That was the first nick. Small, stupid. I put the trash bag in the bin and tied it too tight. It broke. Coffee grounds on the floor looked like ants. Ava sighed dramatically. "Can we not? I have content to shoot." Mom turned to her soft voice. "Don't stress, baby." Then she turned back to me. "Emily, if you're going to make this hard, you can just go." A sentence like that is a flicker. You don't see the flame until it's already burning. I wiped the counter. I threw the towel in the sink. I said, "Okay." That was the last full sentence I said to her for 28 days. On day 1 of the silence, Aunt Linda called me overly emotional on Facebook Messenger because I didn't come to Sunday lunch. On day 3, Ava posted a story, "Family is everything," with a halo filter. On day 7, Mom texted the group chat a photo of a roast captioned, "We made too much. No tag for me." On day 14, I saw Mom and Ava at the grocery store. I said, "Hey." Mom picked up a cantaloupe and sniffed it like it was more interesting than my voice. Ava said, "Oh, didn't see you," and kept walking. I looked at the melons. I went home with cereal. By day 28, the silence had a weight. It pressed into the walls of my apartment. It pressed into my chest. I realized I'd been breathing around people my entire life. The air felt different when I couldn't be used. I didn't know what to do with that. So on day 29, I bought sunflowers and a manila folder. It didn't start with bills. It started with birthdays. When I turned 15, I got a pack of socks and a handshake from Grandpa. Now you're a woman. When Ava turned 15, Mom rented a party bus. There was a candy bar. I drove everyone home at midnight because the bus had a time limit and no one thought to call a cab. "Thank you, Emily," Mom said. "You're so dependable." First compliment, first chain. At 18, I got a job stocking at a grocery store and put my tips in a jar. The jar ended up on the kitchen counter for emergencies. Emergencies were apparently Ava needing a prom dress, Mom needing a hair appointment because interviews, and the dog needing vitamins. The jar emptied fast. In college, I commuted from home to save money. When the car broke down, I took the bus at 5:10 a.m. so I could clock in for a 6 o'clock a.m. shift at the hospital cafeteria, then ran to my 9 o'clock a.m. class. I drank coffee that tasted like burnt peanuts. I kept my head down. Ava took a gap year to find her brand. She found it in my gas tank. Can I borrow your car? Turned into, I'm using your car. My insurance went up after her fender bender. It's just numbers, Mom said. We'll figure it out. At 22, when Mom's credit card hit the limit, the solution landed like always. Emily, can you call and pay the minimum so it stops the late fees? I paid it. I told myself it was temporary. Temporary stretched like gum on hot pavement. By 24, my phone was a switchboard. Emily, can you pay the dental bill and we'll Venmo you Friday? Can you spot me $200 for a shoot? I'll tag you. Ava never tagged me. Baby, the light company is ruthless. Honey, sister, DoorDash me food. I'm low-key shaking. I kept a notes app ledger at first. $65 here, $120 there, $349. Tires, $780. Phone plan for a family plan. That included Ava's friend for a month. That became $6. We'll settle up. No one settled. The ledger felt like smuggling complaints. I stopped writing it because it made me feel petty. Money wasn't the only thing. Time got carved up. Doctor visits. Come with me. I hate needles. DMV lines. I'm too pretty for this move. The couch won't fit. We need you. We meant you. I always had the tape. I always had the dolly. When I tried to say no, it got spiritual. We raised you, Mom would say. Family is everything, Ava would add. It's not that deep. It was deep enough to hit the bottom of me. There were little humiliations that landed and stuck. I remember Thanksgiving 2 years ago. Someone asked what I did for work. I said, IT support. Aunt Linda laughed. So, you're good at restarting? Ava flipped her hair. She loves it. She said, she's such a helper. I do love helping when it feels like kindness. This felt like maintenance, like I was a tool you didn't have to return. Another scene, Ava rented a studio for a shoot and forgot her wallet. I Venmo'd the deposit. The next day, she posted a story with champagne. Booked and busy. I commented a smiley face. She replied, Don't be thirsty, bro. I stared at the phone, felt heat in my ears, and then told myself I was being sensitive. I deleted the ledger again. Mom had a way of making my boundaries sound like insults to her character. When I said I can't this week, she heard, You're a bad daughter. When I said I need my car on Saturday, she heard Ava is irresponsible. Then it spiraled. You think I failed you? She'd say, eyes wet with the speed of someone who knows how to weaponize tears. I didn't say that. I'd answer then, end up transferring $300 just to end the conversation. Money as apology for a feeling I didn't cause. The stakes climbed. Last winter, Ava wanted to move into a nicer apartment because light is content. The deposit was $2,400. It's an investment, Mom said. She's building something. Be a team player. I gave them $800 just to help. I told myself I was paying to avoid a fight. On the days I tried to focus on myself, signed up for a certification exam, saved for a better car, something got set on fire. My crown fell out. I can't smile like this, Mom would text. It's an emergency. $320. Shoot. Canceled because camera broke. Can you sell me $450? Ava, I'll pay you when I land a brand deal. She landed brand deals. She landed on my couch when she needed a reset. And I kept telling myself, it's family, it's temporary, it's fine. Then came the trigger, the legal pad, the melons. After that, the silence. The silence wasn't only Mom. It spread. Ava cut me off too because loyalty in our family means choosing the side with the most drama. Group chat action happened without me. Plans, menus, emojis. My name turned into a blank space where Mom's thumbs up should have been. And somehow I woke up at 5:30 a.m. with no knot in my throat. I rinsed my dishes the second I was done. I put my paycheck in savings. I went to the park on my lunch break and watched a dog try to catch a pigeon. I laughed out loud and scared an old man on a bench. I started counting, not money, days. 28 days, without being told I was so dependable. 28 days, without the dollar here and there, that became 1,000 by the end of a month. 28 days of eggs that stayed hot. On day 29, I bought sunflowers and a manila folder. I wasn't planning revenge. I didn't even have a plan. I just wanted to mark the feeling. The flowers were for me, but I knew Mom would see them. The folder was for me, but I knew I'd let her read it. The note on the flowers said, "Thank you for the best month of my adult life." That was the truth and also a slap. I didn't write it to hurt. I wrote it to be honest in a way I had never been. Inside the folder, I put a printed list, not the old petty ledger, a clean, simple page. What I will no longer do, what I am willing to do, how to reach me. I slid the folder under her door while she was at Zumba. I put the flowers in the kitchen with the note. Then I went home and made eggs. An hour later, my phone lit up with M. I let it ring. It rang again. Then the group chat exploded. "Wow, are you serious, Emily?" I put my phone face down and washed the pan. Sizzle, rinse, quiet. I heard the building door downstairs slam open. My buzzer screamed. I didn't press it. Someone pounded on my apartment door like the police. "Emily," Mom's voice cut through the wood. "Open this door right now." I opened it. She walked in like she owned the lease. Sunflowers in one hand, the manila folder in the other. Ava was behind her, phone out, recording like it was content. "What is this?" Mom shook the flowers. "What is this cruelty?" "It's a thank you note," I said. My voice surprised me. Calm, equal parts tired and awake. "You think ignoring your mother is funny? You think this is a game? You ignored me for 28 days?" "I was giving you space," she snapped. "You replied in the group chat," I said to everyone else. She put the flowers down on my counter with the care you give a bomb. She slapped the folder onto the pile of mail. "And this, what I will no longer do." "Who do you think you are?" "Your daughter," I said. "Not your plan B, not your ATM, not your chauffeur." Ava laughed. "So dramatic." I looked at her. "Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it out loud?" Ava rolled her eyes. "We don't have time." "We do," I said. I opened the folder. My hands didn't shake. The list was short. "I will no longer pay your bills, Mom. I will no longer fund Ava's projects, move her furniture, or lend my car. I will no longer be reachable 24/7 for emergencies that are poor planning." Mom gasped like I'd slapped her after everything I've done. I held up my hand. "I'm not done." Ava's camera was still up. "You're embarrassing yourself, bro." I kept reading. "What I am willing to do? Have dinner twice a month. Talk on the phone once a week. Help you budget if you ask respectfully, and help with true emergencies, hospital safety, actual crisis, not nails, not content, not they were mean to me at the DMV." Mom's eyes were bright and hard. "So you make a list like you're my father." "I made a list like I'm an adult," I said. "And the last part is how to reach me for the next 90 days. Contact me by email only, not the group chat, not surprise visits, email. I will respond within 48 hours. Ava made a sound like a scoff and a laugh. "Had a baby, an email. Who do you think you are? HR, the person who pays my rent." I said the person who sleeps in this apartment, the person who is done being on call. Mom leaned in close. She lowered her voice. "You're punishing me. You want to hurt me?" I met her eyes. Even then, I loved her. I felt that love like a tired muscle. "This isn't about revenge. This is about closure." She stepped back like the sentence was a smell. "Closure. Are you leaving the family?" "I'm staying," I said. "Just not in the role you assigned me." She turned to the flowers and read the note again. "Thank you for the best month of my adult life." "How dare you?" She tapped the counter with her nail. "You're ungrateful, Mom." "I said it was the best month because I wasn't being used. That's not your fault alone. I allowed it. I'm stopping." Ava flipped the camera to herself for a second, lips glossy. "My brother thinks he's the main character." Stop recording, I said. Make me. She said, Mom did her favorite trick. Tears in one eye, none in the other. I did everything for you kids. I broke my back. I know, I said. I'm grateful. I also won't be your safety net for choices I didn't make. You think you're better than us? Ava said. No, I said. I think I'm better than I was last month. Mom slammed her hand on the counter. The flowers jumped. You owe me. I gave you life. I paid your dental bill, I said, not unkind. I paid the phone plan. I paid the deposit. Gratitude has been flowing one way for years. You kept score. She said it like the dirtiest phrase. I closed the folder. I kept receipts because I wanted to stop feeling crazy. Silence. The building hummed. Somewhere downstairs, someone laughed at a sitcom. In my kitchen, the air finally felt like mine. Mom pointed at the door. We're leaving. And when you come to your senses, you'll apologize. I won't, I said. She stared at me for a long time, like she was trying to hypnotize me into being the old version. It didn't take. Ava tried one more time. Just give me the car this weekend. I have a collab. No, I said. Use your car. It needs tires. So buy tires, I said. Mom shook her head like I'd confessed a crime. I don't recognize you. I finally recognize me, I said. They left. The flowers stayed. The next morning, my phone looked like it had been in a storm. 32 missed calls, 17 voicemails, 49 texts in the group chat. The first voicemail was Mom praying. The second was Mom shouting. The third was Ava. You made Mom cry for real. Hope you're happy. The fourth was Aunt Linda, with her signature mix of gossip and God. We reap what we sow. I made coffee. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I opened my laptop and drafted an email to Mom. Subject, boundaries. Next 90 days. Hi, Mom, I love you. I'm taking 90 days to reset. I won't be available for money, errands, or last-minute requests. I'm still your daughter. I still want a relationship. Twice monthly dinners are on the table. Email is best for now. Love, Emily. I sent it. Then I went for a walk. It's wild what you notice when your brain isn't on fire. The light on the brick wall by the barber shop. The way the bus driver nods at people he recognizes. A kid on a scooter concentrating like a surgeon. My shoulders came down from my ears and stayed there. At lunch, I checked my email. One message from Mom. This is cruel. You're brainwashed. Family is everything. I refuse to email my own daughter. I replied once. I'm sorry you feel that way. Email is how you reach me right now. Then I closed the tab. The calls kept coming for 3 days. Then they slowed. I screenshotted nothing. I sent no paragraphs. I started building a life I could stand inside. I cleaned my apartment like I was moving in for real. I tossed the Sunday boxes. I changed a light bulb that had been out for 6 months because I was always out the door doing someone else's errand. I bought a plant and asked the lady at the shop what wouldn't die if you forgot it sometimes. ZZ plant, she said. It forgives you. I cooked. Not the stay-alive meals. Real food. A simple pasta with garlic and lemon chicken in that cast iron pan. I sat on my thrifted couch and ate at a time that was not chosen by anyone else's chaos. I chewed, tasted, finished, washed, dried. Work felt different too. I wasn't snapping at printers because the rest of my life was a fire. I passed my certification practice tests. I signed up for the exam. I bought the study guide with my own money and didn't feel bad about it. On day 6, Mom sent an email with a subject line that felt like a trap. Emergency. The body. Ava's car tires exploded. She's stranded. She needs your car now. I took a breath. Then I wrote, This is not a medical or safety emergency. She has roadside assistance and friends. I can't help today. I pressed send. My hands shook for a minute. Then they stopped. On day 10, Ava came to my door. She didn't buzz. She waited until my downstairs neighbor came in and slipped inside. She knocked like a friend. I opened a crack. What? She said, Is your problem? My problem is I've been solving yours for 5 years, I said. She rolled her eyes so hard I thought she'd see her brain. It's not that serious. It is to me, I said. I finished a shift at 3 o'clock a.m. last month and then drove you to a sunrise shoot in the rain because you wanted natural light. You offered, she said. You texted please 11 times, and then Mom called crying. I said, that's not offering, that's pressure. She looked past me into my apartment. You think you're better because you have a plant. I think I'm better with a plant. I said, you can come in if you stop recording. She slipped her phone into her pocket with theatrical boredom and sat on my chair like it might stain her. She picked up the manila folder from the counter. This is extreme. It's paper. I said words on paper, Ava. She flipped. You're really doing dinners only twice a month? That's what I can do. What about holidays? I'll decide as they come, she huffed. Mom is spiraling. I'm not responsible for her spiraling, I said carefully. I'm responsible for how I respond. She stood. You're selfish now. I'm a person now, I said. She left with a flounce the plant, and I kept breathing. On day 15, Aunt Linda left a voicemail that started with sweetie and ended with heck. In between, your mother is hurting. You think you're strong, but you're being deceived by therapy people. She raised you. You owe her your obedience. I thought about calling back. I drafted a speech in my head. Then I deleted it and went to the gym. I did 10 minutes on a treadmill, hating every second, then did it again the next day. This is what building looks like in real time. Small, boring choices, not dramatic speeches. On day 20, Mom emailed a list of expenses. Light bill, $118. Gas, $89. Groceries, $250. If you're taking a break from being selfish, you can spot me this week. I stared at it. Old reflexes twitched like muscles remembering dance steps. Then I wrote, I can help you budget next Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. If you don't want that, I understand. She wrote back, you disgust me. I put my phone face down and sliced an onion. Not everything was clean. Some nights I lay awake and felt like a bad daughter. I'd hear Mom's greatest hits in my head. We raised you. Family is everything. Don't be weird. I breathed into the feeling until it loosened. I reminded myself, love isn't a line of credit. Boundaries aren't betrayal. My job is not to keep adults from consequences. On day 23, my supervisor asked if I wanted an extra shift Sunday. I said no. He looked surprised. Hot date, he joked. No, I said. Hot laundry. I went home and washed all my sheets. I folded them while they were still warm. It felt like wealth. On day 26, I sat at my desk and paid my own bills. Rent, internet, power. I looked at my bank app and saw numbers that didn't make me flinch. It wasn't a fortune. It was mine. On day 28, I wrote a little list of my own. Sleep 8 hours. Eat at a table. Drink water before coffee. Study 30 minutes. Don't fix anyone today. The list wasn't magic, but it kept me in my lane. On day 29, I woke up and realized something new. The quiet wasn't just the absence of their noise. It was the presence of me. The exam was on a Saturday, 2 weeks after the 90-day email. I passed, not with fireworks, but with a number that meant raise soon and more leverage at work. I walked out into cold air, looked up at a sky that needed cleaning, and texted my friend Marco. I did it. He sent 9 fire emojis and a burger invite. That afternoon, Mom emailed. Subject, dinner. I stared at it. Then I checked the calendar. It was the second Thursday of the month. Twice monthly dinner was on the list. My stomach did a flip. I wrote back, sure, 6 o'clock p.m. at Rose's. Rose's is a family place with red booths and a waitress who calls everyone honey. I got there early and ordered water. Mom walked in 5 minutes late wearing that perfume that lives in my childhood. She sat. We looked at each other like two people at a job interview. She started, You've changed. I've noticed. I said I don't like email. She said I know. I said it's working for me. She folded and unfolded her napkin. Ava says, You're cruel. Ava doesn't like limits, I said. I didn't either when they were first on me. She watched the waitress pour coffee. I didn't realize how much I was expecting. You were always there. I trained you to expect me, I said. I trained you by always showing up, even when it hurt. She squinted like the light was too bright. Are you happy now with your little lists? I'm happier, I said. She took a breath. I don't have money for tires this month. I felt the old pull. I pictured my bank app, my plant, my warm sheets, my lungs. I can help you build a plan, I said. We can call the shop and ask about payment plans. She frowned. You won't just pay it. No, I said softly. She sipped coffee. The silence didn't feel like a weapon this time. It felt like air. The waitress took our order. Mom told me about Zumba. I told her about the exam. Nobody cried. Nobody raised their voice. It was strange. It was new. We walked out into the evening and stopped by the door. Mom touched my sleeve like I was glass. I don't want to lose you. You won't, I said. I said you'll just have to meet the version of me that doesn't disappear to keep the peace. At home, the plant had a new little leaf. I watered it too much on purpose and then laughed because I was still me. The group chat dinged later. Aunt Linda posted a meme about disrespectful children. I muted it. Ava posted a selfie with grind never stops. I put my phone face down, washed my dish, and set my alarm. Here's the thing I learned. You can love people and refuse to be their solution. You can be grateful for a mother and still not finance her decisions. You can be a good sister and still say, no car. I dried the sunflowers Mom had left behind on my counter the day she stormed in. They hang now by the window, brown and quiet. Not revenge trophies, reminders. I don't need to win, I need to live.